How is it going, guys? Luke here, and welcome back with some more pot Limit Omaha content. Today we are playing some PLO 10 and PLO 20 on iPoker, and we're gonna discuss how you can escape these games, how you can move up in stakes, and how you can start playing and win some serious money. If you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and also check out the link below if you want to learn more about the great game of Pot Limit Omaha. Head over to plomastermind.com. That being said, we're going to get right into it and see what we can learn throughout this episode. Actually gonna shut down my HUD because on most players I anyway don't have stats here. So let's get right into it. Playing 4 tables. Gonna play for about 20 minutes again. And yeah, hope we'll find some interesting spots. But the main gist of this episode is not necessarily the hands that we will encounter, but more the discussion and the things we should think about when we play these games and how can we move up. Top right, in the meantime, we have a nut suit, a little bit of connectivity, so I'm actually going to make a call. You want to be very careful with calling too many hands in multi-way situations. I think we can either lead or check raise. I think without the backdoor flush draw, I'd rather check raise. Let's see if we can pick up a bluff at this point. I think it's very unlikely if I bet that we're gonna get called. So I'm just going to check call now. With my second nut straight. On this river we will also check. We're going to check call, and we're up against ace-5. Table number 4, in the meantime, we did raise the flop versus a min bet. We are up against 2 opponents. And I think we're just going to check and give up. But you can see that there is still some showdown value in my hand. And my hand did pretty good on the flop versus these players. So you'll see a lot of people making a lot of weird plays, of course. A lot of inexperienced players, a lot of recreational players. In the meantime, let's see what this player was doing pre-flop. I think he called a raise with ace-5 for deuce. This is too weak. Even though you have the nut suit, like you have 3 wheel cards, and that's just not gonna make the cut. So let's try to take some advantage of these opponents. Top right, we have 3 Broadway cards, including an ace. Good hand to steal, generally speaking, blocking 3-betting ranges. We get a caller who is playing a short stack strategy. On this board, we're gonna do a bunch of checking. Don't think we want to do anything else in this situation specifically. We don't have any reads on him, but also my hand doesn't perform as great as a bet, not having the greatest blockers or equity. Flop goes check, check. I think he is pretty capped, but let's check again one more time. Actually gonna bet my hand at this point. Trying to fold out like an overpair, for example, 10s, jacks, 9s. Ace-6 doesn't have much showdown value at that on that run out. Generally speaking, top right is a fold or pretty close, especially because he's short, but I think he's probably under continuing, under defending. Against a min 3-bet, we call, obviously. Ace high board, half pot, pretty large sizing. Not a great situation to be in, but I don't think we can fold ace X right away. So let's check. Try to get to showdown now. Yeah, we're gonna end up folding. So I think there are a couple of ways to get out of these games and to give yourself a better chance to play higher stakes. And I'm gonna discuss a couple of them today. The first one is that if you are playing these games at the moment, not to be disrespectful or anything, but it's probably also due to the fact that you lack the skills at the moment to play higher games, higher stakes. Meaning that you should probably work on improving as a poker player. You want to study, you want to work, you want to specifically focus on building good fundamentals, pre-flop, post-flop, tactical as well. And have everything in order there to give you the best chance to beat these games, but also be a better player in case you eventually move up. So skill-wise, you probably need to work on that. Secondly, if you play these games, I would say there are a couple of ways to escape these micro stakes. And one of those ways to do it is to aggressively shot take. You don't need to have a massive bankroll in order to play PLO 10 or PLO 20. But what you do want to do is you want to try to aggressively attack higher stakes and give yourself an opportunity to, for example, have a good streak there, build a little bit of a roll, and take it to the next level. So there's no need to grind these games for months in a row, in my opinion. It's not rewarding at all monetarily, but also from a psychological standpoint, it's not a very rewarding game, obviously. So be aggressive when it comes to shot taking. Think of a strategy for yourself that works and use that strategy in order to take shots at higher stakes. So for example, if you have, I don't know, let's say you have 50 buy-ins for a certain new stake, use 10 buy-ins to take a shot. Bottom left, we are going to check, and then I think we can check call or check raise. Like, I think against this sizing, I think I'd rather check call. King Jack. I think Jack X has just enough, or at least some showdown value. Pretty close, to be honest. Folding now against that bet. So aggressively take shots is definitely something to keep in mind. Another idea is to play MTTs on the side. And the reason to play MTTs is because it gives you a chance to build a larger roll in an instant. So in one night, you can play like a $25 tournament and maybe win like 2K. And then suddenly you have like a roll that allows you to play PLO 50, for example. So I think a great way to give yourself a better chance of moving up, to be a little bit lucky, to give yourself an additional opportunity basically, is to play sometimes an MTT on the side. Or for example, on Sunday evenings, plan a night of MTTs and use that night to give yourself an opportunity to build a role basically. Again, it's all focused on getting rid of these games. So aggressively shot taking, playing MTTs, working on your game, like all these things should help you to eventually get out of these games. And that's definitely something you want to do, because the rake is so high in these games. It's very difficult to overcome the rake in terms of your win rate even. And lastly, I would say, which is definitely the quickest way, maybe the most efficient way, but it also takes something from outside of poker. Min raise top right against this sizing, I'm just gonna call, is to buy yourself out of the micros basically. What I mean by that is that you bring money from outside of poker. Okay. Bring money from outside of poker and use that as an investment to move up. Table number 3, we open raise with the 5 of diamond blocker. I think we have a pretty decent hand to bet. And against the check raise, we got a very, very easy fold. So invest some money from outside of poker, bring that in. It's much easier to make a couple of $100 outside of poker, or maybe even like $1,000, and bring that in, then make $1,000 playing PLO 5 or PLO 10, and then eventually move up. So if you have like a job that brings in some decent money, I'm gonna actually, yeah, pair of deuces, still good. Yeah, so bringing money in from outside of poker is a very efficient way to give your bankroll a boost. And especially if you have some room outside of poker, then I think that is a great way to give yourself a boost basically, and see it as an investment, right? If you want to take it seriously, then you want to find ways to invest in yourself. And if you have the belief that you can do it, if you have a plan and the desire to become successful, then why not? Could be worth it to invest X amount of money into your bankroll and then work from there. Bottom right, we are going to check back 3-way. My hand is too weak. We do have a club blocker now after my opponent's check. Folding. And if you keep all these 4 things in mind, so investing in yourself, bringing money in from outside, playing MTTs to give your bankroll a boost, take aggressive shots and work on your game. If you work on all these 4 things, if you think about it and then create a strategy, use these 4 things to build a strategy for yourself, I'm very confident that eventually you will find a way to start playing higher stakes, to win more money. But you have to become aware of why are you playing these games? What is keeping you in these games? And how can you get out of that? If you just grind day in, day out these games and only get frustrated by the fact that you do play these games, then it's very difficult to get out of it. You have to step back from it. You have to think clearly, build a strategy, and then execute it. And realize that if you work on that strategy in like... actually gonna fold that hand. In like 6 months or so, you can definitely be playing way higher than these games, of course. So hope you are going to do that, and that you really become aware of why are you stuck in these games. I think that is very, very important. Awareness, critical reflection on yourself, honesty, and really stop wasting your time grinding these games day in, day out. It's not gonna work out. Very unlikely. With a high rake, you just want to be very, very careful there. So let me know what you think about these IGs, suggestions. What are your beliefs on these games? And also, what is your strategy now that we address this? Like, what are you gonna do? What are your steps that you're gonna take to make sure that in 6 months you're not playing PLO 10 anymore, but that you're at least playing PLO 50? What MTTs are you gonna play? How much money do you invest in yourself? What is your strategy for moving up in stakes, shot taking? Squeezing aces, top left in the meantime. This is not a great board for my hand, and my range is also not that amazingly doing versus 2 opponents. I do have the blockers, of course, but we have basically no equity, and I'm just gonna check fold. Yeah, and I really wish all of you like a lot of success in poker, right? Like, really want to try to help you get out of these games, make some serious money, whether it's a side income or become a professional eventually. Like, doesn't really matter. What happened on bottom right? We're checking down, we win. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed this quick session. And did you find some value in it? Let me know in the comment section what you think. Please give the video a thumbs up. Obviously, if you enjoy this content, also subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of it. And that being said, catch up soon. GG. Good luck next time at the table, and start crushing these games and move up. Over and out. This is Luke. Cheers.